Hello and welcome to Budgeting with Intention. In today's video, we'll be closing out our May budget and starting our June budget. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. For those of you who are new, we are a family of 3 living on the east coast of Canada, and this is our family budget. So jumping right in, we're going to close out May 1st, and then we're going to start looking at our June budget. So let me just take this off so we have a clear sheet. So we did a mid-month check-in in the last video, and these were the numbers at that point in the month. So we're just going to update everything, add everything up, and see how we did. So over here in insurance, we came in at $288. I'm just looking for, oh, there it is, 39. And then for childcare was $375 exactly. Cell phones were $112.54, and let's add that up and see how close we were. So $1,200 for rent. Oops, 89.51. $375, $112.54. Okay, so 26.35. So we're pretty close, within $5 of what we had predicted, which is great. And if you're curious, this is just a budget overview that I use each month to just kind of give me a bird's eye view of what's going to be coming out in the month, so I can kind of figure out how much income we need to cover all of those expenses. So that is our fixed expenses. Let's move on to our variables. Our groceries, we were over budget. We ended up spending $677.07. Gas, we were under though, so $1.60 in gas and 83 cents. And then household and pharmacy, we were over. This whole section is just kind of either way over or way under. So household was $89.85, and that was things like what did we do? Oh, we bought a big humongous like family size pack of toilet paper, and then we also needed to replenish some pharmacy stuff like what did we get? Vitamins, I think some Tylenol, shampoo, like it just everything seemed to run out at the same time. So we ended up spending $89.85 this month for household and pharmacy items. Pocket money, I took that out in cash and I just pretty much spent it all. Other came in at $35.44. And that was just a bunch of little miscellaneous items that didn't really fit in any of the other categories. Car maintenance we already covered. What else do I have over here? Oh, I had a haircut that I totally forgot about until they called to remind me that my appointment was coming up. So that was $50 that I had not budgeted for. And then we also went out for a restaurant meal as a family. That cost us $75.95. That was not in the budget. Decor I covered last time, and let me just look at my notes, see if there was anything else here. Oh yeah, we had a trip to the thrift store and I bought my son some shorts and t-shirts and things for summer, so that was $12, also not budgeted. Yeah, so we'll see how this all adds up. Some of them were, significantly under. Well, one of them was significantly under, but others were over, so I don't know how we did. We'll just add it up and see. $677.07, 83, 95, 12, 75, 95. It's probably really boring listening to me add these up in my head. I can't talk and add at the same time though, so I guess I could just fast forward that. 1446.96, is that right? I'm just going to add that up again real quick to see how we are, see if that was right or not. Okay, so we were right, 146.96. And then coming down here, I totally forgot that we had a third car payment in this month. I don't know why, but for some reason in my head, because we got paid on, we had a third paycheck on Thursday, March 30th. To me, that's when the month ended. I totally forgot that Friday was still part of March. So our car payments come out on every other Friday, and this was one of those months with 3 Fridays or 5 Fridays. So the third, anyway, you know what I'm saying. We had 3 car payments and I only accounted for 2 of them. Okay, so 169.59. Please excuse my messy writing today. I have no excuse, it's just messy. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so this needs to be updated. So we've got 339, 18, 400 plus 169. So it's actually 908.77. So we're over here, we're over here, we're a little bit over here. Let's see how we do down in our savings and sinking funds. I can tell you right off the bat, we did not put any into our emergency fund, which we call just in case. We did not put any into, well, we kind of did. We did put money into sinking funds, but then it's getting taken out at the, so I'll just write it down and then you'll see what I mean. So we have day camp that we are paying for. We paid for it, but it hasn't been withdrawn from the account yet. So technically, like, I don't know how to, we'll just put 200 here as a payment. And then we also paid for some swimming lessons for the summer. That was 100. So technically, I mean, it didn't go into sinking funds. We ended up using the money that would have gone into sinking funds and just paid for the summer activities. But in the end, it all comes out of the same section of our budget. So I'll just put it down here. And that is, it's actually 50 each. I'm just noticing now I put 25, but we actually had 2 payments of each. So it ended up being 50. So 50 plus 50 plus 200 plus 100 equals, oh, look at that. We ended up being right on budget for this section. So that's great. Okay, so now for the fun part. Let's see how we did here. So fixed expenses ended up being 26.35. Variable expenses were 14.46.96. Debt repayment was 908.77. And then sinking and savings were 400. And I'm just going to be right back. I have to go look at my other book to see what our full income was for the month. I'll be right back. Okay, so our full income, including rollover, was $54.71.42. So let's see how we did at the end of the month here. So 54.71.42, 26.35 minus 96 minus 908. It's 400. So that's not so bad. I mean, 89.34 is what we are left with after all of this mess of a month. So that will just turn into rollover to start off June. And yeah, that's it. That was our May budget. It is messy. I just realized I don't think I've ever shared this part of the budgeting with you. I don't think I usually do closeouts. I think I normally just show you the budgeting part and then, do the closeouts for me and my partner. Usually do them together off camera. So, they are usually pretty messy though. So you're getting a little peek into what our budget sheets look like on the regular, I guess. So I guess that's it for May. One last thing I will do before I switch over to June is just empty out my wallet here. So we did our shopping and just want to empty out all of our leftover money. I have not gone to the bank yet to get this week's spending money, but I'll be doing that later today. So later today I'll be putting in our cash for pocket money and grocery money. So this is just what's left over from that from last week. So some change. I don't have my budget binder with me, so I'll just put that in here for now. And there we go. I always think I'm so organized, and then I start a video and I realize how many things I've forgotten to bring over to my filming area. Okay, I just had to rearrange the camera because it had shifted a little bit. My the little tripod arm thing that I'm using is getting really old, and it has a hard time staying no matter how tight I lock it. So just make sure we're lined up here. Okay, so that looks good. We're gonna flip over to June, and we're gonna set ourselves up for this month. So let me just add a little bit of color right off the bat. Okay. Okay, and I will try to write a little bit neater this time for you guys, and for me, not just for you, for me as well. Going into June, just right off the bat, I will say it's going to be a big spendy month. We have some big expenses, like our final oil bill of the year has come in, so that's a big expense. We have car service. We need to get our brakes replaced, I think it's the brake pads and the rotors replaced on our front. So that is a big expense. This is the month that we pay our utilities, so that is an extra expense that we didn't have to worry about in May. We also have a speech therapy appointment. We're in every other month for speech therapy now, so that's this month that we have to pay. So kind of a perfect storm of bills and expenses for the month of June. And we'll just see what the total adds up to, and then make a plan for how it's all gonna work out. So starting with rent, that will be $1,200. And then bank fees, thank you to the commenter on my previous video who reminded me about how high my bank fees are. Yes, because of that comment, I called the bank and I changed my account to a different type of account that has fewer bells and whistles. I still have to pay bank fees because there were features that I wasn't able to give up. But now, instead of $17 a month, we're paying $4 a month. So thank you again to that lovely subscriber or commenter. I appreciate you putting that in my ear and lighting the fire under me to get that taken care of. So there you go. $13 saved every month. 17, now we're at 4. So what have we got next? Subscriptions. Last month, I think it was 50. Here we have 53 was what we ended up paying. So I'm going to put 54 for this month. Our subscriptions are Netflix, OnStar, and I have a subscription for Google Suite for my freelance work. So all of those together come out to around $54. Internet is $190, and that's a bundle with our home phone as well, which I need again to do my work from home. Insurance is also a bundle, and that is $290. That includes our home insurance, our car insurance, and our life insurance. Childcare, $375. See, I said I was going to be neat and tidy. Let me see if I can make this look better. Okay, $375. There we go. Furnace oil, big one at $809. Thankfully, that is the last one we will have probably until November or December. So once that's paid, that's it for the season. And then we won't have any more payments until they come to fill up before next winter. Cell phones are $150. 15. And then utilities, we're just gonna round it to 500. I mean, we never know exactly how much they're gonna be until we get the bill, but they've been around 500-ish for the past couple cycles, so we'll just assume that they're gonna be around that again. And then speech therapy will be 110. We will get part of that back from our insurance, but we have to pay it in full first and then submit it. So yeah, we have to have that money in the bank, so we have to put it in as a full expense. So let's see how much our fixed expenses are for this month. 12, 454, 290, 500 and 110, 2459. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time because that doesn't seem high enough to me. I think I did something wrong. Yeah, so now I'm getting 3647. I don't know if I forgot to do the oil the first time or missed a digit somewhere, but that sounds more reasonable considering how many things we have here. Let me just triple check here, guys. Bear with me. 3647. Okay, so let's assume that that's right. 3647 for fixed expenses. Variable expenses. This is a 5-weekend month. June has 5 weekends in it. We usually do our gas and groceries on the weekends. So whatever we have for the month has to stretch over 5 cycles instead of the usual 4. But we are gonna try to make our usual monthly budget fit. Last month we were under on gas. Let's see. Yeah, we had budgeted 240 and we only spent 160. So we're just gonna do our normal budget of 240 and assume that that will be enough. And then groceries, same thing. We're gonna do our budgeted amount of 600 and just stretch it out over the 5 weekends. Household, we will stick with our 40. Pocket money, yeah, let's do 100. I was gonna lower it to 80, but then where there's 5 weekends, if we do $20 a week, it still ends up being $100 anyway. So we'll just stay with 100. Other, we'll do 40, and then car brakes. They quoted us $600. I'm gonna put 700 because you just never know with these things, and I'd rather over budget than under budget. So we'll put 700 and plan for that, and then hopefully it'll be less. So let's add that up and see what we've got. 240, 600, 40, and 700. 1720. Oh gosh, I don't like these numbers. This is a scary month. 600. 1720, yep. Okay, so where are we now? Debt repayment. Debt repayment. Car payment, we've got 2 this month. They are 140 each. So that is, no, they're 170 each. 169.59. So rounded up to 170, that's 340 for both of them. And then our loan payment is $400. So that is 740 in total, which is our normal amount for each month. So that hasn't changed. And then our TFSA and our RESP, these are investment funds. This one is just a long-term tax-free savings account that we have set up as an investment. So 2 payments of $25 is $50 for that. And then the RESP is an education fund for our son. And again, it'll be $50. Sinking funds, I mean, whatever's left we'll put into sinking funds, but looking at the budget, these are big numbers and I don't know if we're gonna have anything left at the end. So we'll just put a line here just in case we do have leftover. We'll leave ourselves open to it. And then also our emergency fund, of course. If we have anything extra, we can put stuff in there just in case. Okay, so let's add these up and see how much we need to make this all work. So let me fill this in first. So fixed expenses will be $36.47, and then our variable is $17.20. Debt repayment, we're putting $740 towards debt this month, and then let's just fill this out. So we'll do 100 down here, and then all of this added up together, $36.47. So we need to make $6,207 in order to cover all of our projected expenses for the month of June. So we'll just have to see how things go. Our income sources this month, of course, are our normal day jobs. I tried to write straight. I can't do it. I got to tilt. Day jobs, and I'll have my freelance. We will get a child benefit, and then, other income always comes up here and there. You can sell stuff or do odd jobs, or someone can gift you money or whatever. So that all jumps into that other category. I'm not sure how this month is going to go. If need be, this is the issue. Our emergency fund, I think I said this in another video, we had always been using our tax-free savings account as our emergency fund. And in the past, if something like breaks came up, we would just take out of that fund and just let it fill back up in its own time, paying like $25 every paycheck. But recently we've kind of shifted our mindset to looking at this as more of an investment fund, which is what it was originally set up as. It is a mutual fund done through a third party. It's not through our bank or anything. So it's not a typical savings account where you just put money and take it out. It's an actual investment account that has the potential to grow and make higher interest than a regular account. And we would love it to grow into an investment, a future investment, potential retirement fund for us. But if we keep treating it as an emergency fund, it's not going to grow because, as you know, emergencies always come up and you just keep pulling and putting back in and then pulling money out. So we're trying to not take money out of this tax-free savings account anymore. However, in saying that, we do not have an emergency fund set up yet that's designated solely as an emergency fund. So between this furnace oil and the car brakes, that is breaking our budget at the moment to very big expenses that don't normally appear. So for the furnace oil, I can call the company and ask them to split that into 2 payments, and I can pay the second half in July. They're very accommodating that way. They've done that for me in the past. They don't seem to have an issue with that. So that is something that I can look into for the furnace oil, which will save us $400 in this budget, which will then get transferred to our July budget, of course. And then for the car brakes, if I can't bring enough in through freelance and other income, then I'm not sure what we're going to do. We'll have to have a sit down and chat about it because, as you can see, we do not have a credit card. We don't have a credit card here that we're paying back right now. If we put this on a credit card, then that adds a whole other debt payment thing that we're trying not to get into. So I don't know what to do right now, but I will talk to my partner and we will come up with a plan. And if we do end up putting it on a credit card or adding it to our line of credit, then that is what we will have to do. But if that is what we decide to do, we will come up with a plan to pay it back so that it's not just this, money that will eventually get paid back somehow. I want to have a plan to actually pay it back so it doesn't end up being on our debt repayment for, a year from now. So yeah, that is our June budget. Numbers are not looking as nice as we normally like them to look. These ones are a little bit higher, of course. And not much we can do down here with the loan payments and the car payments and stuff. So we're just gonna have to, try to increase our income as much as we can. Maybe we have some stuff that we're not using. Maybe we can sell it, make some money that way to help cover the breaks. We're not sure. We haven't really sat down and talked about it yet. It's really only the first, couple days of the month. So, yeah, we will have a family budget meeting and go over that stuff off camera. And then I'm sure as the month progresses, you will see how everything balances out and what we decided to do. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time and your company as I go over the numbers for our June budget. If you have any comments or questions or thoughts, please leave them in the comments below. If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing or liking this video. If you have a channel of your own, please let us know in the comments so that we can all come and support you as well. And yeah, I hope you have a great day wherever you are, and we will see you next time. Bye!